Welcome viewers to the second episode of Metropolis Talk. I am Anis Faruqi and I hope you enjoyed our first episode that we did with Sabina Hassan. And she is here in our studio also today to answer more questions, more in-depth analysis, detailed information, and specifics to the projects that we are going to showcase. Welcome, Sabina.
Thank you, Anis.
Let's dive into the question directly. We did cover a little bit of in our first episode, and if you, those of you who have not seen it, please go and watch it. It's a very informative session on Canadian investments in Dubai. It's a very booming right now investment opportunities that are popping up, and Remax Metropolis is bringing those, connecting you to those opportunities. And we did cover some that we are bringing some new projects. What are those projects? What are the details? How much do you need to invest? Those are the questions that we did answer in the first episode. Now we are going into detail. But before that, I want to bring in Sabina for answering some of the most commonly, frequently asked questions, the FQAs people have in mind. And even I'm sure you also have that in mind. So Sabina, how did you like the first episode?
It was great. Yes,
Great, yeah.
Very nicely done. I hope that the more important part, Anis Bhai, is that your viewers are enjoying it and they're finding it informative.
Yeah.
Any questions that we've had, and since the time you have aired that, we have had a number of questions. But the FAQs for today is based on surveys that have been carried out in Google.
Yeah.
So we have a team that sits down and figures out what are the most frequently asked anytime looking for stuff in, or real estate, or anything that's related to Dubai.
And I think it is our responsibility to do the research for you, to do the due diligence and make sure that we are satisfied. And once we are satisfied, we would like you to be satisfied. And that's why I'm going to ask my first question, which comes into the mind, is housing in Dubai cheap?
It's a very good question. It's a golden question.
Okay.
And there's two answers to that.
Okay.
And it really depends on which side that you're looking at. And if you're comparing the pricing of the luxury apartments in Dubai, and you're looking at one of the top destinations in the world, and it's a global city, then no, it is not cheap per se. But if you consider it and you're looking at in comparison to the lifestyle that you're getting for the dirham that you're investing, then yes, I would say that the exchange or the trade is much cheaper.
Yeah, a lot of people ask me that you live in Canada, is it cheap to live there? So, my answer is yes and no both, because you see, like the income and spending somehow balances at the end of the day, and it also depends on the region, right?
Right, exactly.
So, but then the next question comes that, housing is maybe cheap, maybe not cheap, but is living expenses are higher there, or is it, in other words, is it affordable?
Again, going back, Dubai is on the 23rd on the list of most expensive cities. So it's obviously lower than London, for example, or Tokyo or New York. But in terms of putting that dollar value to it, you can say an average annual rent for a studio, for example, an apartment in different locations of Dubai. It doesn't have to be near the Burj Khalifa, but you're looking around the Palm Jumeirah beach area. You're looking at around 68,000.
Nice.
That's dirhams.
Oh, dirhams.
Then we'd have to do that conversion.
Okay.
Downtown Dubai, for example, would be around 62,000.
And these are the
dirhams.
rents we're talking about?
We're talking about annual rents.
Annual
correct.
rents, 12
Yes.
months cost.
12 months. Correct.
In dirham.
Yes, and then you'll go to different areas, and like I said, you have a spread across Dubai. If you were to look at Marina, for example, Dubai Marina, you can expect rental rates annually of $45,000.
Okay.
Sorry, 45,000 dirhams.
AED, yeah.
AEDs, and then Jumeirah Beach Village Circle, or the Silicon Oasis, which is what it's known as. They range between 24 to 29,000.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so that way you can calculate initially where do you want to like reside, or station yourself, and then you can go from there wherever you there's endless possibilities.
Yes.
But this is the information that you really need to know before you either travel to Dubai or planning to invest in Dubai properties. Now a lot of people are asking me, and these are the questions from the investors' point of view, that can I buy a property in cash, like full cash?
Yes, and that's a good question because people have that consideration from when they're deciding to move. They decide to move on the outskirts. It's similar to immigrating to any city. You would look for something, a place that's a little bit more affordable, and then based on your desired location, you would pick and choose. And obviously, based on your income, then you can move around. But the best part of purchasing property in Dubai, as we are earning the Canadian dollar, which is a lot stronger. Or if you're earning the British pound, or if you're earning the US dollar, you can actually go out there and purchase for cash.
Very nice. So the other question people are asking that they're not going to live there 12 months a year. Like these are international investors, the global travelers, the global village people, the investment opportunity who are securing in every part of the world. So they may not be living there permanently. So is it easier to buy and then rent it out for potential income to cover the cost?
Yeah, so typically a lot of investors and even end users, that's what they use it as a vacation home.
Okay.
So in places like Canada, where you do see minus 30-degree temperatures, and it's not unusual for that to happen, a lot of people decide that they want to spend those few months of the year in somewhere that has a warmer climate. So Dubai does hit that list because it's close proximity, obviously, to the other areas that people reside in. So yes, I do agree that you can do that and you can rent it out. So for the 3 months you can live there, and the remaining 9 months you would partner with a property management firm. You can do short-term rentals and you can do Airbnb as well.
And we are also able to help them.
Oh yes.
We are also able to help you guys. And while we are living there for 3 months or 6 months or maybe more, depending however you want it, what would be the residence status, like visa status or work-wise, or just a regular living part?
Yeah, so similarly to other countries in the West, you are given work permits and work visas.
Okay.
And they work in exactly the same way. As soon as your permit or your visa or your work schedule or contract is expiring, that's when your visas will look to expire, and then you can go back there and obviously renew them. We will be discussing at some point during our series of podcasts on how to get the golden visa. Which is also going to be a hot topic.
That was $1 million question, and the golden question. But we will dive into that definitely in our upcoming episodes. Do watch it. Do you have any questions? Put it in the comments. We will definitely try to address that also. Now, getting into some serious business, like I know that there are supply regulations when we are talking about the developments. What are the Dubai or the Emirates governments ensure how the developments is done in the market and it's not like too much overwhelming, so that it doesn't go out of control?
Right. And I think Dubai on its global level or even on its local level, they have made sufficient efforts in order to not oversupply and not overwhelm the market. And that's how it's stayed stable. Government policies, they do intervene, and yes, they do make sure that the investor receives the best on their return. And also the person that actually decides to live and reside there for a certain period of time, that they enjoy the time that they are there. So government policies do ensure, they do protect landlords, and they do protect the people that have come in there and heavily invested in the city for them.
Very nice. So I hope our viewers are getting the information that they needed in this area, because a lot of time, there is a boom of construction comes in different regions and then, it goes away. But it's a very stable, very balanced and very calculated construction development projects are being done in UAE right now, that we really are looking at the trends. It's like Toronto, like things don't happen overnight, but they do happen with city planning and everything. Now, what would be the lending policies and the mortgages, rules and regulations when it comes to lending money or borrowing money from the lender side in Dubai? Because we see in other countries there's a lot of extra fees, transfer fees, and those kind of commissions, bank charges. how does it work comparatively in Dubai market?
So there are key differences between freehold and leasehold,
Okay.
and it depends in Dubai on which area or which district you are purchasing in.
Okay.
Each area will govern its own regulations, but you will be given that information prior to you stepping into that contract. And we'll make sure that we read that contract and relay the information to you prior to that. But there are options where you can own in terms of freehold, and then there are options where you leasehold, where you get an exchange of a condominium or a suite or a hotel suite or a villa.
Yeah, that sounds good. Now, I know I did touch upon this rental aspect of Dubai's investors' properties, but the rental market is a crucial aspect when it comes to Dubai landscape. How is it being managed? A lot of people want to know about that.
So over here in Toronto, we use something that's known as the home price index. And that indicates the hikes and the lows of the data that's driven by a system that we use to manage the sales volume or the rental volumes. In Dubai, it's called the Smart Rental Index. And that gives you inclinations and ideas as to how the rental rates are increasing, if they are, or if they are dropping. Now, like I said, there are mechanisms in place as far as the Dubai regulations and rules are concerned, so they make sure that it doesn't get to a point where it's unmanageable. But the affordability obviously has to remain in check, so they have to ensure that they have not over-exceeded that mark, which is what we saw a few years ago here in Toronto, where we saw rental rates soar. For a few years, they were out of control, and we had to then reel them back in. I still believe that they're not in line with what the expectation is for the landlord, but again, these mechanisms exist in place in order to manage.
So no need to worry, viewers. Like things are being managed, they have been regulated, and I think we are in the safe hands.
Yes.
Right now, but one important question is that because there are so many development projects underway right now. How is it being controlled? Like, how is it being regulated that it doesn't explode too much? If I want to use that word.
You can. And it has
or maybe hold developers accountable for certain things, right?
Yes, correct. The explosiveness happened maybe 25, 30 years ago in Israel. And so
it has happened.
That kind of, it already, because a lot of people were already attracted to it. Now what they're doing is they're managing that, and they're making sure that long-term residency visas and their statuses remain the same. Based on your income, based on your, not just your income, based on, sorry, I'm going to stop. Based on your income, based on your environment, and based on the desire for you to actually live that lifestyle in Dubai. Not everybody wants to live there and work there. They probably want to work, have tax-free earnings, and then go back home. So those long-term residency visas, or golden visas if you like, they are encouraged more for the investor-friendly portfolio.
Now, I know that we try to answer most of the questions people have. Skepticism and confusion, or maybe inquiries in their mind. We will continue to answer those questions, but you are waiting for us to showcase the projects that we promise you to show you, and I think in today's episode we should disclose that.
Absolutely. Yes.
Are you ready for that?
Yes. I'm excited. Yes.
So what are the names of these projects? Where are they? How much are they? What are the features in each of them? If we can dive into those details for our viewers.
Sure. So the projects, like I said in our first episode, we are very selective on who we are representing and what we are selling. Builder-wise. Builder-wise, project-wise. Not all builders have great projects, and not all projects have great builders.
Absolutely.
So we have to, it's very, we're very tactile on who we approach and how we do things, making sure that we measure many times before we go in for the cut, and I mentioned that last time. So based on that, we have handpicked for today's episode 3 projects. Around the same vicinity, so you're looking at the same kind of pricing, but they are from 3 different builders, 3 different developers.
Location-wise, where are they in Dubai?
So the first one that I'm going to talk to you about is a project called Samana. Samana is it's their flagship project. It's by the same builder. great builder. They have credibility in the market. They have credibility within the Dubai architectural and
They're not
development.
New.
No,
They're
development
new.
structure. They're not new folk. They're apartments with private pools. I have had the opportunity to actually go and visit their sales office. It's very beautiful, and the private pools are literally like the same size as our studios. So small pools, but still you have that luxury to go out and sit in your own kind of pool area.
Very
They're
nice.
about 25 minutes away from the Burj Khalifa, which is your central destination.
Very nice.
You can have plans that go up to 7 years. So it's almost like the property will be built within a year and a half to 2 years, but it's almost like an extended mortgage term.
Yeah. So if I wanted to buy one of those, what do I need?
So basic information, again, you'd have to have a consultation with us so that we can determine
contact us. Call us, contact us.
Yes. You are being offered, because of the relationship that we have now garnered with Samana, we are offering a 34% discount for those that are purchasing cash. And that is great, because 34% is a huge amount when you're actually looking at the pricing. The pricing starts at 850,000 AED, which is around the equivalent of 320,000 Canadian dollars. That 34% discount goes a long way.
So you can
if
either
you do not,
you can either purchase it upfront by paying in full, or you can put a certain deposit and get funded by the local bank.
Correct. Yeah. So the discount is offered only for cash buyers. Otherwise, alternatively, you can get a 10% discount if you are paying 8% of your down. Yes. And then you would have a guaranteed return on ROI of 8% for 3 years, starting from day one of the purchase.
Very nice.
I think that is their ultimate selling
Absolutely.
point.
I would go for it. So 8% minimum we need to secure one of these beautiful with pool kind of a units, right?
Correct.
In
so
Samana.
you're in Samana, yes. So your studios are 850,000 AED. Your one beds with a private pool is around 1.18. Your two bed with, again, private pool, 1.5. They also have duplexes, 3 and 4 bedrooms, and they all come with private
What
pools.
is the highest in terms of Canadian dollars value?
Around 700,000.
Wow, still. In
That would
Dubai,
be a
guys,
4-bedroom.
what else you want? Like 8% down, and you have your own pool. The temperatures are beautiful there, so you can just jump into the pool and secure one of those Samana's duplex, or whichever you want, a vacation house. You are occasional traveler, just get a studio apartment, and you have your own key from the airport. You go into the apartment, stay. No need to rent an Airbnb or book a hotel.
And many people do that.
Yeah.
Many of our clients have that existing lifestyle. Instead of going south, they head east.
Yeah, absolutely. So Samana project is one of them. And where is it strategically located? Like in terms of location.
So
you're 25 minutes from the Burj Khalifa.
Correct.
And the airport is not that far also.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's centrally located, and I believe they have chosen this location for that very reason, because you're still within arm's reach of downtown Dubai, and about 20-25 minute drive to the airport as well. They are actually looking to build a new airport.
Very nice. And we may not, we are going very fast, but you have to pick up the phone, see the numbers in our tickers, or call us, call Sabina, and we will book an appointment. Best thing is to book an appointment, come to our beautiful office here in York, and we can answer all the questions.
And I think to make it tangible, the best way is to connect with us so that we can tell you which project makes more sense for you. Samana might not be the right product, but we do have a whole catalog of products. I have 2 more to discuss.
Which one is the second one then?
To tell you about. So the second one is called the Rove. The Rove is one of my favorite, I guess. It's from a kind of a home brand, branded residences by the Rove Hotels. And so when you're looking at hotels in Spain, you always have that expectation where it's going to be very luxurious.
Nice.
You have to have the correct kind of amenities. You have to make sure that there is a concierge. And so when you think of a hotel, that's
very luxury style.
Yes. within 2 locations in Dubai. So for the Rove, you actually have one in your home downtown, which is the core area. Again, hotel-styled amenities. And then they're also now considering, which is their latest release, which is what we're involved in heavily. It's called the Rove Home Dubai Marina. Yes. So the marina is for those folk that enjoy obviously the beach lifestyle and they enjoy the yacht lifestyle. And so having it by the marina and having it closely located to the Khalifa, it allows people to enjoy the best of both worlds.
Well, I sense it's going to be pricey.
Yes, it is. It is a little bit more than I guess your Samana or any other projects. Again, if you pay in full cash, and there are incentives for those investors that do pay cash, you do get an 8% discount on the final price. You also get an 8% guaranteed from day one. Your return on your investment from years 1 to 3.
And what is the configuration of the units? Like how many?
So you have different units available there. You can have 1 bed, 2 beds, 3 beds, and then you will have your penthouses.
Oh, very nice.
So similarly to a hotel, you have joining rooms and adjacent rooms. So you can have one of those concepts as well.
And in Dubai, you always get a beautiful view anyway. That's for free. And the price structure is varies from different.
So the original price from when they launched was 1.73 approximately, and then you get your 10% discounts or discounts depending on how you're purchasing.
In the local currency, not in Canadian currency. We're
talking about 1.73 million AED. Correct. Again, you're able to get more discounts depending on how many units you purchase or how many units you go for. I have seen some clients receive up to 25 to 30% discounts based on them purchasing multiple units, because
and this tells me that people are already interested and they are coming to our office and getting these signs either delivered. They are buying those units. So if you want to secure your best one, this
contact
is the time.
us.
This is the time. Sounds
definitely.
good.
So we've deliberately chosen for your podcast 3 different levels. So your starting is your Samana, and then you've got the Rove, and then you've got the luxurious one, which I think we mentioned last week. I'm not sure whether we covered it. The project is called Esme. It's a very luxurious, I guess the epitome of luxury in Dubai. It's beachside residences.
I saw those pictures. Those are beautiful. I want to go tomorrow.
Very nice. And every single unit has a beach view. And I think that's where the inclination or the desire to purchase a unit here comes from. Multi-dimensional. They're being driven, I guess, by the lifestyle and embracing that rich, luxurious lifestyle within even their build. Even if you look at the actual key plate or if you look at the architecture of it, it has a very unique feel.
Even by looking at these pictures that even my audience are watching right now, this is so beautiful. Like, it's out of the world.
It is. It's a place to love for sure.
It is.
It's somewhere where you can enjoy with your family, you can enjoy with your friends, and it has that Dubai fabric woven into it. You can see.
And you never know which celebrity would be living next to you. And maybe one of them is myself, and the other one would be Sabina and family. And all our Remax Metropolis family is going to be, you will find us there anyway. So just get in touch, call us these numbers. Can I have your number one more time?
Sure. Before I give you my number, the prices for Esme, they're starting at 3.38 million. So it's 3.3 million almost, but
Canadian,
again, that's in AED.
AED,
So in Canadian, you're looking at 1.2 million Canadian dollars.
But that's luxury.
It's a little bit it is a little bit luxury, but they do have very flexible deposit plans. They have the 60-40, the 80-20. So there are some creative plans or deposit structures we can work around those.
What is the minimum down required for all these projects?
20%.
Like 20%?
Yes.
So if you have 20%, which is, everybody has equity in their houses, even we can help you get that equity out and book one house for you in Dubai of your choice. And this price structure seems very, very reasonable as of today. No guarantees how the market is going to go, and then you will be out of our reach. Right now, I think everybody in Canada has that kind of leverage and equity available in their current investments. So let's do that. Call Remax Metropolis, Sabina Hassan, Vice President of PreConstruction, at this beautiful brokerage that people are pouring in, inquiring about these projects. Would you like to give your contact information?
Sure. So the tentative occupancy for the ESME was 2027. Just wanted to let you know. If you'd like to know more about ESME or any of the other projects that we bring to you, do feel free to contact a team member from Remax Metropolis. We work very hard to make sure that we give you the correct information and tell you about projects that are have greatest return on your investments. My name is Sabina Hassan. I am the VP of PreConstruction here, and we cover locally within Canada and abroad, obviously places like Dubai. My direct line is 647-834-3786. You can catch us on the web. You can find me on all of the social handles. Just connect.
Or catch me anywhere you see me.
No, don't do that.
So thank you guys for watching this second episode. We are bringing the third episode, and I'm not going to dive into what we are going to show you, but we are going to get more detail. Our job is to give you some information and education to make you an informed decision. Remax Metropolis is here to serve you in Toronto, right here in the heart of Toronto. Do call us. You can see all the numbers in our ticker on the screen.
Don't let them go any spy without telling them about the golden visa.
And golden visa.
That's our next episode.
Because I know everybody wants to know, and we definitely will show you how it's done in our next podcast. So stay tuned. Signing off from Remax Metropolis, Metropolis Talks, and East Faruqi. See you in the next episode.